Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm joined by Harry Trueman, who is 32-year-old MD of a 5-branch letting and estate agency network in Gloucestershire. Thanks for joining me today, Harry. If you don't mind me saying, I'm pigeonholing you. You are a millennial.
I am, yes.
Okay.
I'm proud.
The question is this: where do millennials go wrong in estate and letting agency in the terms of the way they work and the way they operate with their colleagues? Talk to me.
So I've managed probably hundreds of millennials in my time. I used to manage big teams of 12 people at once, and probably 80% of those would have been millennials. And I saw them making the same mistake over and over again, and sometimes I just wanted to kind of shake them and say, what are you doing?
What's that? Too much avocado on the toast?
Yeah, definitely that.
Do you know, I've just found that. It's amazing.
You can't go wrong with avocado on toast, to be fair. So yeah, and the mistake that I saw them all make is that they didn't see the opportunities that they had in the role that they were in, and they didn't see the training potential, the progression potential, and all they were concentrating on was salary and was money. And I've seen so many millennials leave the same job to leave a job to go to the same job for maybe £500 more a month, £1,000 more a month, exactly the same entry-level job. And for me, I just think that they're just going to be stuck in that role forever. And I use an example that when I started in my second job in property, I worked for a corporate agent, and I started on the same day as this guy, and we became quite friendly because we sat next to each other. And it was about 15 staff there, and everybody hated their job. Everyone moaned about their job all the time. It's very low paid, very high stress. Everybody was looking for other jobs. Everybody was moaning. And I didn't. I just got on with things. And one day, Anthony, the guy, turned to me and he said, Harry, why are you the only person who doesn't moan about their job? Why are you the only person that doesn't kind of chip in with all this complaining? And I said, because I also think that it's low paid and I also think it's high stress, but actually I don't see that. I see the potential this job can give me. I see all the training and development I can squeeze out of this role, and I will take that training and development somewhere else one day, and then I'll get paid more. But for now, this is what I'm focused on.
It's interesting you say lack of pay, because you read a lot of the reports and they say a lot of people feel that they're not they've been in 2 weeks and they're not running the joint or making a difference. Mm-hmm. Was your experience it was all about the money, or was it any of those aspects I've just talked about?
In terms of millennials, it often is, yeah, all about the money. I don't think they understand that there's a career path, there's a ladder that you need to hit certain steps before you're going to hit that.
Why do you think that is? And the question is, has it been any different to that before?
I don't know. Maybe lack of discussion in schools about how a career path works, about how a salary increase kind of over time works. I think maybe there needs to be more education around that, because the amount of people who thought that they were going to start at entry level and be a manager within 6 months earning 40 grand that I've encountered as millennials is quite a lot. And I think that they need to understand they need to put the graft in.
Do you think that's entitlement?
Potentially, yes.
Is that prizes for coming in 8th place at school?
Potentially, yeah. For winning, for coming last in the egg and spoon race.
Because there's no prizes for coming in second in the world, is there?
No, there isn't. No, you need to be first.
And do you think that's down to being brought up? Is that their parents? Is it teachers? I mean, we can't do anything. So,
yeah.
Is it our responsibility as bosses to almost have to retrain them or re-educate them?
Yes, to re-educate them on what they need to do to hit the roles that they want.
So what do you do at CGT? Because you must employ an awful lot of millennials simply because of 25 up to mid-30s, late 30s now. What do you do to motivate your millennials? And again, I know some people say I don't want to be pigeoned as a millennial. The simple fact is that's the age range of people. Mm-hmm. What do you do differently?
So we have clear senior development plans. So we, when staff start with us, we tell them, so this is where you're starting. If you follow these steps, then this is where you'll get to. We have some really great role models who have followed through my senior development plans I've put in. For instance, my area manager, Nadine, she started as a lettings negotiator when I was there, and she went up to senior neg to branch manager, and now she's area manager. So there's some really good role models to show you the path that you can go to.
How old's Nadine?
She is 33.
Okay. So it just shows you put your time and effort in. Would that be your final thought to millennials watching this?
Yes, you need to work hard and you need to put in the effort to get there.
And how would you be, as a millennial, what sort of questions would you be saying to your boss, to broach this subject?
That actually is very important, Chris, because you need to put your hand up and say that that's something that you want. I think that bosses, managers aren't mind readers. So I think that unless you're saying, this is where I want to be, then how is your manager going to know? I've had people leave me who have said, well, you didn't put me up for that role. I said, well, you never said that you wanted progression. You need to be vocal in telling your managers what you want to achieve.
So therefore, it is the responsibility of every person, millennial or not millennial, to put their hand up and actually say, I want the progression. And is it better to say I want the progression as opposed to I want more money?
Yes, definitely. Yes. I think because money comes with progression. So I think that saying I want more money just kind of sounds to me like I want to do the same job for more money. But if you say I want to progress, I want to add more to this business, then that's always going to be better. I prefer it. One of my interview questions for branch managers is, where do you see yourself in the future? And I love it when they say in your seat, because I think to myself, right, well, there we go. I've got somebody there that I can train, I can develop, because I'm not going to be in that seat forever. I want ambition in my company.
Thank you for your time today.